to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today about everything entertainment. Yeah, so we have quite a few things to talk about this week, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, sis, you're up first.
All right, so what I have is on July the 7th, there was a DoorDash glitch.
Oh, okay.
So this was a quote. On the evening of July 7th, DoorDash experienced a payment processing issue. As a result, some users were able to check out with an unauthorized form of payment for a short period of time. That's what a spokesperson said, and said we're subsequently notified that some of the users placed fraudulent orders and will be immediately corrected the issues.
Oh.
So,
okay.
So what happened was, I don't know how this happened. Somebody on Twitter was like, yo, DoorDash ain't charging. Go get your stuff, basically.
Yeah, because I wonder how they could tell so quickly that DoorDash wasn't charging. Like, if
because
I think it
was a different payment option. That's what it was saying. It was like a different option for payment, and everybody who clicked on that ended up,
But the other thing, too, is when you pay with DoorDash, if I'm thinking of it correctly, is that you end up getting a notification pretty quickly from your bank saying, like, at least I do, like, you're charged this amount for your purchase.
Oh, yeah, no, mine doesn't do that.
Yours doesn't do that?
Not from my bank, no. I think you just have your text alerts maybe set up.
Yeah, but I was just wondering if somebody did that, and then they were like, wait, I didn't get a text alert telling me that I was getting charged.
No, so how they said it was like, without an authorized form of payment. So, I mean, maybe you didn't have to click on
a payment plan at all, like even to double click on the side. It's like, hey, send it.
Yeah.
So, well, it's kind of bad for the DoorDash drivers who normally would get a tip or something like that, and they wouldn't get anything because nobody paid for anything.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure then people probably put in a big tip and just like, hey,
if
I'll go ahead and give this person $1,000 tip,
If they're people.
So what people ended up getting was, somebody got like a TV and a PlayStation and an Xbox and stuff like that because Walmart was on the list.
Okay.
A lot of people, well, not, I must say a lot of people, but I heard that some people, because of the Roe versus Wade overturning and things that are coming up that could be overturned as well. A lot of people got Plan B contraceptive stuff, a whole bunch of those because apparently they're really expensive. A bunch of people got those. Some people were just getting alcohol. Some people got like $20,000 worth of seafood.
Oh my goodness!
Like you just having a party or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I guess these people just were not thinking because once DoorDash found out about the glitch, they went back and on Friday morning took the money out of people's accounts.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
So if I bought $20,000 of seafood, now they're coming after me for $20,000?
Yeah.
Whew, okay.
Yeah.
So it didn't pay to cheat and to try to steal from the system.
Not at all.
Because, sometimes, like, if you find an airline glitch, and it's like, $2 plane tickets to Vegas, they don't take that money back from you when they fix it. But in this instance, they did, and it's a lesson learned to people that you can't always take advantage of these types of things.
Yeah, but people were upset and crying. A lot of overdrawn accounts.
I guess so.
A whole lot of overdrawn accounts.
Because people were trying to get over.
Yeah, no. But you know what? You know what would be nice? If different companies did do that. Like, just once a year, just not have people pay for stuff. Let people come, don't even say anything. Don't announce it. Don't announce it like it's Prime Day or anything. Just go ahead and just all right, so we're going to turn off our payments for 3 hours on this day. All right, guys, y'all know this, boom, done. So, and then it's like an appreciation for their customers.
Yeah, I mean, to a degree, but people are greedy. That's the hard part.
But see, that's what I said. Well, it's not going to be for long. It's going to be like a Philip Morris, job thing that comes up. It comes up after 3 hours, it's gone. It's done. That's
it. But it's just the people will talk about it for those 3 hours. 500 million.
Well, I mean, I think this was like an all day thing because it was like somebody had said something about it was 2:00 in the morning on the West Coast, and it was still
still happening.
People were So
wow.
Yeah, but
Okay, so they got it fixed. They're getting their money back. Now, for things that people purchase, like an Xbox or a TV or something.
Take it back. That's what
I was going to say. If they take it back, then their accounts are no longer overdrawn.
I wonder how that works. I wonder how that works because when you do DoorDash stuff like that, you don't get a receipt, right?
Yeah, because I didn't realize DoorDash did that. I knew Uber Eats delivered a little bit of everything, but DoorDash I just thought literally was just food.
No, they have like a different place you can go.
Different places you can have things delivered. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, you would probably have to take your receipt physically back to.
But if you don't get a receipt,
but you should have.
It's all on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, take the phone receipt.
But if you get stuff from Walmart, you don't have a receipt. They have to scan the bottom of the code on the receipt. Like how would they go through that? Because when you get stuff from Walmart through DoorDash, I don't think you get a receipt, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I know. I've never ordered anything from DoorDash. I've ordered things from restaurants and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never gotten a receipt. I've ordered stuff from like CVS, and I haven't gotten a receipt.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Because and honestly, I haven't even looked through my app to even see if I have a receipt.
Okay, yeah.
I know I see the information.
I'm pretty sure, I mean, but I'm saying the only receipt that you might have is just what you clicked on to buy.
Yeah. Maybe
what the person actually purchased.
Yeah, and if you can show that inside the store, then maybe you can get the...
Well, I mean, somebody going to have to take back that 85-inch TV.
Yeah.
And that Xbox and PlayStation.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
And the exercise bike.
Oh, my gosh, the Pelotons. Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Something like that. But but DoorDash fixed that glitch immediately as soon as I figured it out. Everything was all fixed by sometime Friday morning. Okay. And a lot of upset people.
Well, I mean, come on. If you know you're trying to get over on the system, you can only be so upset.
Yeah, but then they're also like, hey, this is not on us, that's on y'all.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but I guess I just, you know me, I'm always the goody two shoes.
You live by the golden rule. I get it.
I do. I don't know.
I do sometimes.
But so based on that,
if I would have known, I might have been one of them DoorDash people.
Oh my gosh.
Not ordering anything like crazy, but I would have been like, shoot, I'm gonna go ahead and order something that's like 3 hours away from here.
Oh, good.
DoorDash or something I wanted to try. I didn't want to spend my money on because I didn't know if I was going to like it.
You wouldn't want to do that.
I would do something. I would probably order something. But I mean, it would probably just be like a meal. It's not going to be $20,000 worth of seafood.
Yeah. I mean, but that just shows you how...
Or a treadmill or anything.
Yeah, it just shows you how people just try to get over, try to take advantage, because that's a bit much to order $20,000 worth of seafood like that. Who even needs that?
Yeah.
In life, like who needs $20,000 worth of seafood?
I'm going to say, when I was saying before that they should do some kind of like an appreciation, they do like appreciations where it's like, they will give you, like, if you spend a certain amount of money, then they'll give you like, you spend $35 and be like $25 off this order if you spend $30.
Mm-hmm.
But then also, like, I'm pretty sure it's probably places, like, probably limited places you can shop at.
Yeah.
And probably, everything is expensive. By the time you spend your money, you're still spending $40, but you're just saving $25.
Right. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. No, that's true.
They do stuff like that. But that's all I had. It was just about the DoorDash glitch and how everybody just went crazy.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well then, what I have is the Essence Festival 2022. Right. So I went to the Essence Festival.
Shout out to Janella and Toby.
Yep, Janella and Toby, my girls. We went. Janella had been previously for years, and even pre-Katrina kind of time frame and stuff like that. Mostly it was when she went. And so even this was a newer experience for her, even though it's been a little while since she had gone. So we didn't really know what to expect because it had been a number of years for her. And then Toby and I had never been before. And so, it was amazing. The lineup was, before we left, the only people we knew for sure were on the lineup. Was One Day with Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
That D Nice, the DJ, was going to be there.
My name is D Nice.
Yep. That Janet Jackson was going to be the headliner.
Yeah, I didn't
she
know
was
about
even
that.
on the cover of Essence magazine.
Yeah. I saw Tiffany Haddish was on different social media things talking about it.
Yeah, she was there as like a host one of the nights, kind of hosting and kind of keeping things interactive in between sets and stuff like that. And then we knew New Edition was going to be there because they were going to finish out the show on Sunday night. We knew the Isley Brothers were going to be there and the Roots.
Okay.
Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, and that might be it.
That was it. Okay.
I think that's about, I mean, there were a few names here and there that you might have seen. Jasmine Sullivan, I think we knew she was going to be there. So many more people than that showed up.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, it's what, 3 days, 4 days?
It was a 3-day event, Friday through
it's just a music
Friday,
festival.
the 1st through the 3rd, which was Sunday. All day, 3 days, really, because during the day you could go to the convention center and you could see a whole lot of things that were going on in the convention center. They had a whole section of the convention center. By section, I mean probably 30 aisles of just beauty products.
Oh, yeah.
Then about 30 more of health and wellness.
Yeah.
Peloton was there with big Peloton bikes and things, and you could purchase.
I thought there was a Peloton bottle downstairs.
Yeah, I have a Peloton water bottle from them, and a towel and something else. I can't even remember. It was a bunch of different things that they were giving away. As long as you were willing to stand in a line, you could have come back with another suitcase full of stuff.
Oh wow, okay.
I just personally, if it was a short line, I'd stand in it. If it was a long one, I was like, it's not worth it. What are you getting? Like, no, I'm not interested. Like
I'm not going to stand in a line for 45 minutes for a t-shirt.
Yeah, and then some of it was like, well, you would stand in a line for 45 minutes for Disney, for example, but they were giving away free cruises. So people felt like, okay, that's worth it to me to stand in a line for 45 minutes for the possibility to win a free cruise. I think they gave away 7 or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yep. So, and you got little, like, Disney ears and stuff like that,
Mickey ears.
you could have Mickey ears and stuff. So it was weird because you would just see people walking around with Mickey ears on the street, and you were like, huh.
We were in New Orleans.
What's going on? Right, exactly.
They're building one here now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, so that was pretty cool. And then, you would go in other sections. It was like just big pickup trucks, because Ford was giving away, I think, a car. I can't remember which type of car. It wasn't the Mustang, but it was something that they were giving away. So they had where you could get into a truck and sing karaoke. And then people with the cameras in the truck would film you singing karaoke, and people outside could see on a big screen you singing karaoke in a truck.
So they just take in your boys' stuff, carpool
karaoke to a different level, I guess, or different venue.
James Corden. That's horrible. Hopefully he got his money worse.
I don't know, because it wasn't really like
But I mean, it wasn't carpool karaoke.
No,
it was just car karaoke.
It was just car.
It was Ford karaoke.
So car sitting still karaoke. And so, but yeah, they had different sections. They had historical sections. So if you wanted to know about the slave trade, if you wanted to know about the historical things of Louisiana, you wanted to join the NAACP, like whatever it was, you had that whole section. Yeah. But yeah, hair care, skin care, beauty and makeup, health and wellness. And then they had like people like you would stand in a line, for example, to see Kamala Harris and go through security to see the
I didn't
vice
know
president.
She was there. Okay, that's cool.
Yep, didn't know she was going to be there either, but we were there one day, and
she was probably like, "Look, I've been going for these many years. I'm not going to stop now that I'm vice president."
Now, if you want to come, and she was talking, I can't remember who she was even there with, but they were on a stage and they were having a discussion. But the line for that was literally. Probably, if you think of a football stadium, it was probably to the half, like from one end, from the goalpost to the half, the 50-yard line. So I was just like, no, I'm not gonna stand in that line. It was towards the end of the day, and I think it was 4:15 she was gonna start talking, or it was supposed to get on the stage, and the first concerts were gonna start around 6. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pass up on that. But I mean, it would have been nice too.
Was it spaced out enough? Like, was it how everything was like in the convention center didn't have any performances. Convention center was just sales and
they had performances as well.
They did have performances.
Yep. So I saw Shanti singing and performing in there.
Exactly.
And then she performed on the big stage later that night. But yeah, so she was in there performing. The girl Lotto. Lotto. I was thinking, making sure I was saying it right. So she was performing.
Oh, you're showing your age.
I don't listen to music on the radio like that. I love music, don't get me wrong, but the radio, the newest stuff, I'm just not listening to.
Big Lotto.
Yeah, so Lotto. So she was there, and she performed right as we were leaving one day. So I got a little clip of her singing Big Energy. And then, what else? But yeah, so they did have people performing. And a lot of that whole surfing thing that everybody does, where the song starts off slow.
Yes. Swag Sir. Swag Sir. That's the name of the song. Swag Sir.
Swag Sir. Okay.
Swag Sir. No, I you sir.
Yeah. Okay. That one. So that was happening everywhere. Like if you're in the convention center.
Oh yeah.
It's happening.
Oh, absolutely. That is. I feel like that is now like the new
anthem.
It's like, you know, when everybody used to be like hip hop hooray.
Oh, yeah,
that's new. That's
a
new hip hop
good analogy. Yeah, the new hip hop hooray. So where everybody does the same thing. So you did
everybody just swaying back and forth. Instead of your arms going back and forth, now you swaying back and forth.
Your whole body, yeah. So that happened in the convention center and at the Superdome. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, so Caesars Superdome took the place of the Mercedes Superdome from back in Katrina time frame. The place is
what's the name
massive.
of it now? What'd you say the name of it?
Caesars. Like Caesar's Palace.
Oh, what happened to Mercedes? They did.
I don't think they had been around since whole
Katrina and everything.
Yeah, I think sometime after that it changed to somebody else, and then it changed to Caesars really recently. So, but yeah, so the Caesars Superdome. So they have this big picture of Caesar's face, up at the top of the Superdome and stuff. But it is massive, and what happens with the shows is that you have the show going on the main stage, and then you have super lounges. So there are two separate lounges going on kind of side by side each other in like suites, I guess you would say, within the Coliseum. And like, so for example, you go to one and it's playing one type of music, and you go to another and it's playing a different type of music. I've only went to one of them. Dougie Fresh was there with it was like Dougie Fresh and Friends that night. And so you could go and look at that, but knowing that if you're in that super lounge, you might be missing what's going on the main stage because things are going on at the same time. So you have to...
You got to pick which one you want to
plan accordingly. More. So for example, the first night, we didn't even look at super lounges. I had no idea who was in a super lounge. We got in our seats. We stayed there. We didn't even try. We were tired. We had flown in that day. It was the day that Nicki Minaj was supposed to be performing. So we were just like, okay, we're going to go ahead and just sit here and watch the whole thing. So it started off with Mickey Gayton. Okay. And she is a country singer, the black country singer who sings Black Like Me and things like that. So she was great. The unfortunate part is when you're at an event like that and you're the 6 o'clock person to sing, nobody's there to watch you sing at 6 o'clock. So you're like singing in front of kind of an empty stadium, but with the knowledge that they're not there to see you.
But then also I feel like that's the stardom. That's your startup.
Yeah,
exactly. That right there means, hey, I'm almost there.
Well, it was interesting you say that because there was a gentleman named Cass that was there, right? Okay. In his group. Then the thing that I found out for Nikki is that she wanted all island people to be singing for the beginning of her set when it got closer to her time to come on board. So therefore, there was a guy named Cass. I'd never heard of Cass before. He came on after Mickey Gayton, and a girl sitting beside us was like, I bumped into him in the airport. I love him. Like I've never heard of this guy before, by the way. But he was really good, very entertaining. And so she said, I bumped into him in the airport, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see you tonight, Cass. I'm so excited. He was like, you're excited. I'm excited. I'm going to be on the big stage.
Yeah, exactly.
I cannot believe that I'm going to be on the big stage. So even the artists were like, amazed that they were going to be on the stage at the Essence Festival. So that was pretty cool. But he was really good. Never heard anything from him before, but he was amazing. Yeah. You had another guy too who was amazing. He is an artist who had actually been around for 40 years, has already retired from Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. But he came out of retirement for the Essence Festival per Nikki's request. So that was great. We had Wyclef Jean who sung and then brought out the amazing Lauryn Hill, which nobody was expecting because nobody thought they were even talking to each other all these years. So that just blew everybody's mind where you just knew, oh my gosh, this is already the start of something epic that we're going to see being here.
I saw a video of Nicki Minaj, saw Lauryn Hill and got down on her knees and, cried because she saw her. She was just like, I love everything about you. I love everything. She was like, I just love you. I just love you. She just, could not stop.
My gosh.
She was, so fangirl.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because the thing is, and I was going to get to this in a second, but I felt like Nicki might be a little bit of a diva. I don't know. I can't say for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that, what it felt like and as an audience member,
Okay.
sitting beside Nicki Minaj super fans. I don't even know what her fans are called. Like, I know they have the Beehive for Beyonce or whatever. I don't know what hers are called. But the people sitting around us were super, super Nicki fans.
Let's call them Nicolettes.
I don't know what they are, but we waited for an hour, probably, maybe longer, for her to come on the stage. So after, all these performances I was talking about, Lauryn Hill and Wyclef and all of that, then Nas came out. He did like 45 minutes.
Okay.
We didn't even know he was showing up.
Yeah.
So then you had...
so you think he was just like a fill-in? He was like there and they were just like, yo.
I don't know. Because he didn't have a band or anything. It was just a DJ and him. So I do not know. That's usually the case for a rapper anyway. But yeah... excuse me. So then all of a sudden we're just sitting there waiting. We're waiting. And her poor fans near us were just exhausted. And they're like, oh my God, Nikki, come on, Nikki. We're so tired, Nikki. So then Tamron Hall comes out and announces Nicki Minaj. She still didn't come out.
Oh, wow.
So we're just still waiting. And we're like, what in the world is going on?
Maybe she was having her fangirl moment with Lauryn Hill at the time.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah. I just know it was about 12:30 that she actually hit the stage.
She was supposed to be on stage at 11?
We had seen that the show was supposed to be over at 12 o'clock. So we were
so she could have been on stage
this is interesting. So I don't know if she was back there just getting ready, if she was late. I don't know if she was fangirling with Lauryn Hill, whatever it was. I'm not sure. But I just know that after about 3 songs, we were done and we just left. Some of her fangirls who couldn't even wait that long, because I'm sure people flew in like we did that same day. You'd been up in the airport at 3 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, sure, you exhausted.
Now it's 12:30. It's like a 24-hour day. I saw her. She was mainly gyrating, but I digress. No. A lot of twerking, a lot of crawling around on the floor. For some reason, her theme was like Catwoman. Okay. So the video that came on even before she got out there was about cats.
I feel like okay, so how I see Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is how I used to see Foxy Brown and Lil' Kim.
Okay.
They were both always trying to one up each other of who can be sexier.
Gotcha.
So I feel like that's part of their performance is like, I gotta be like what a man would see as like the sexiest thing in the world.
Who's sexy? Got it. Well, maybe it spoke to some people. Didn't quite speak to me, but I digress. But then so that was just one night, right? So then the next night we get into having the next shows that were Chloe and Haley.
Okay, yeah.
So they were performing. Then we had Dougie Fresh had his Super Lounge going on. Then Go-Go Band going on at the same time. Wow, so that was cool. So I missed Haley and Chloe so I could see some of the Chuck Brown band. Then Dougie Fresh did some of his things with Friends, and the Friends were the guy who sings Follow Me.
Okay.
Follow Me. Guy who sings Set It Off. Set It Off on the left, set it off on the right. Yeah. Y'all, set it off on the right. Y'all. So they were on there. And then the young guy who had signed Some Gala Freak, Some Gala Freak.
Oh, yeah, Little Vicious.
Little Vicious, that's his name.
Well, I could not think about Vicious now because he's not 8 years old
little anymore. But
he's not a child anymore.
Yep, so he was singing. And then we were like, okay, we got to get back over to the main stage. As we're walking over, we hear Cisco singing the thong song.
Oh, okay.
Then we see Drew Hill come on stage.
All right.
So we were like, all right, we haven't eaten anything for dinner.
Cisco's still doing flips and everything?
We didn't even watch them.
Oh, you didn't watch them?
We could just hear them.
Okay.
Because I was like, I'm not that impressed. So I was like, let me get something on my stomach. So we went to go get something to eat. And it's all like, stadium food. And so got something to eat. By the time we came back, sat down, settled. Then that's when we saw Stephanie Mills on stage with D Nice. We saw El DeBarge. Then we went back over to the Super Lounge. Dougie Fresh was doing his own 6 minutes Dougie Fresh You're On kind of set and stuff like that. Then we went back. It was Jasmine Sullivan. Then Patti LaBelle, who crip walked, by the way.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see that on social media. Patti LaBelle crip walking.
Patti crip walking was the highlight of...
But she had red on when she was crip walking. But it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah.
That is too funny. But yeah, she was jamming. And then the incomparable Janet Jackson came out. And just... she
pick anybody out the audience like she does on her concerts?
No, she picked one of her dancers to do it. It's probably COVID, know. Yeah. But yeah, so she in the beginning, I would say she was kind of nervous probably. Like, you haven't been on a stage in a while. It's been years and COVID and all of that. And it didn't seem like she was like Janet. I was like waiting to see.
She hadn't gotten into her
rhythm.
What is it? Her persona.
Her Rhythm Nation. Yeah. And so I was like, okay. So then what ended up happening was within, I don't know, 3 songs, it was like, okay, now we got full-fledged Janet. And it was amazing. She did so much in dancing and singing and excuse me. She just did amazing. Okay, so good. I really loved watching her show. So that was the one night. And then final night, because I know I'm talking too much, but the Roots were out there. By the time we got there, I guess I should say, the Roots were the first people that we got to see.
I've seen the Roots twice in concert.
Oh, okay. I've seen them once before this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. I was never really a Roots fan. I've always liked the idea of a rapper with a band behind it. Yeah. And then I found out about the Roots, and then after that, it was just like, oh, the Roots are in Richmond. Oh, the Roots are in Richmond again.
Yeah, so let's check out the Roots. Yeah, so the funny thing about them is they didn't do any of their own music that I'm aware of. They came out there and did like, almost like Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of song or something. Like, just like they were a cover band.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of how they first came out. And just did like 2 quick songs like that. Yeah. And then they were like, let's introduce you to Method Man. Then it was Raekwon. Oh, okay. Then it was Ghostface Killah. Then it was Ashanti.
So with their set, that's what they had come
up. Yep, because it was the Roots and Friends. So therefore, they were just the band for the groups that came out. So they were hitting all the notes of everything from Method Man and all of that kind of stuff. So that was really awesome. And then they had Little Kim come out, The Lox, Jadakiss, like all of that. So all of that came out. Everything was amazing. Everybody did such an awesome job. It was very entertaining. The Roots and all of their friends were probably out there a good hour and a half.
Okay, good.
So it was just like, that was just a concert in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, that's just enough to go spend money to go see that concert.
Exactly. And then you had MC Light as the normal DJ. So in between sets, she's DJing everything. So that was pretty cool. The Isley Brothers came out. They did amazing. Okay. Ron Isley still got it, moving around well. He did have a cane for part of stuff. And then the other part, he was like, I'm good holding on to this mic stand, So that was great. Good. His brother's still amazing playing the guitar. Was playing it behind his head, was playing it with his teeth or his tongue or something. I don't know. But yeah, they were for being like, 80 years old or something. They were amazing. 70s, right? Probably. And then New Edition. And I mean... And what I loved about them is that they came out. I didn't fangirl out that much, but I will say
that much
because that is like my 13-year-old self.
Yeah.
Like people would be with One Direction or with the BTS, is that what they're called? Whoever, people are fanning out about.
The K-pop group.
Yeah, the pop group, K-pop. Yeah, so all of that kind of stuff, like that was my 13-year-old group that I loved, and Ralph Tresvant and the whole 9 yards. But what I loved about their show was that they really did give everybody a chance to shine. So, like, they all were out there singing together. If it isn't love, whatever. Then... all of a sudden it was, Ralph Tresvant singing Sensitivity. Mm-hmm. Then it was Bobby Brown, My Prerogative. Mm-hmm. Then it was Johnny Gill singing, My. And then it was BBD singing Poison. And then they all came back together and then they broke out and did other stuff. So it was awesome to see all of that. And that it all looked like a really cohesive group. So needless to say, the Essence Festival was amazing.
Okay, good.
Very exhausting because the shows would start around 6:30 in the afternoon, and you wouldn't get out until maybe 1:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
During the day, there was nothing happening?
No, during the day, there was a whole convention going on. So that's when the convention center stuff was happening, where you could go and look at all the products.
But there wasn't a lot of musical performances during the day. All of those were at night, in the evening.
The musical performances that you were paying for were in the evening. Okay. The conference at the convention center was free with your ticket into the shows, and you could see like an Ashanti or a Lotto or whoever performing there. And there were other people who performed too. I just didn't get to see them all. So there were definitely a lot of performances and a lot of people who...
So it's not like other music festivals where there are some music festivals where it's like the first
all day long
will be like 8 in the morning, like 9 in the morning.
No. It's not like Burning Man or, the Coachella or something where from 9 a.m. through all night it's shows. Yeah. It's like, no, the concert's in the evening. The daytime is for whatever you want to do. So one of the days.
So then that way you'd be able to go around New Orleans.
Yeah, and check it out. So we did one of the days. We probably spent about an hour and a half at the convention center. Okay. Another day we did probably 3 hours at the convention center, and then the last day we didn't do anything at the convention center because we decided we wanted to do a brunch on the riverboat cruise.
Oh, nice.
So we ended up doing that instead. So yeah, so it definitely was a interesting experience, and maybe I'll talk about some of those other fun things we did later, but I know I've talked too much about this, so I'm going to turn it back over to you, sis.
All right. But no, I do like the all the information that you were telling me about Essence Festival. You sent me the video of the dude who's doing the Cellular Cruise song, So.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He was the one who retired and came back. And then he went from Cellular Cruise to We Don't Talk About Bruno, like in
oh my God, let me tell
you.
So can I tell you about this Bruno song really quick? I know it's totally off topic.
Yeah.
While I was at work and I'm listening to like a playlist, and it was just like a playlist that Tidal makes. You just listen to it.
Yeah.
And one of the playlists was like a Latin playlist. Well, that's Bruno on there.
Oh my God.
Why did I not realize I knew almost the whole song?
That is too funny. You heard it so much.
Because I heard it so much.
But all right, your turn, sis.
All right, so what I want to talk about is the movie that is, I believe it's on Prime. Oh man, I forgot to look that up and see if it was on Prime or not. But I believe it is on Prime. It is called Father of the Bride.
Oh, I saw that because it has Andy Garcia in it.
Yes, it's my man's.
Yep, I love Andy Garcia. Yeah.
So with this, it is a remake of the 1950s Father of the Bride, and then another remake of the 1991 Father of the Bride.
So that was Steve Martin before, right? Yeah.
So like the one that was in the 1950s, which was the original, had Elizabeth Taylor in it.
Oh, I did not know that. Yeah.
And then they remade it again. In 91 with Steve Martin and my boo-boo Diane Keaton.
Okay.
But this is the exact same concept, but it is in the Latin community, so it's a Latin twist to it, which I do like. It's a couple of twists and turns, so it still keeps you into it, but it is also like you can't change it but so much because it is the reality.
It's the show.
Because how I see it is, I'm sure there's like fathers that struggle to pay for their baby girl's dream wedding, but they got to do what they got to do in order to do that. And then there's probably some fathers who struggle with losing that said baby girl to her being an adult, being married, and
grown.
Now it's like I don't ask daddy for help anymore. Now I have a whole husband who does it. So it's I'm pretty sure it's a lot, but so it does have Andy Garcia. His wife is played by Gloria Estefan.
Oh wow!
That was the best
surprise.
Not surprise, but it was like the best couple hookup.
Yeah, because you can see it.
Yeah, and then also Gloria Estefan. Well, actually, you know what? Andy Garcia, I don't know what he does, but he they say black don't crack. Andy Garcia does not at all. I mean,
it's Andy Garcia. It's Pharrell.
Selma Hayek, I gotta say
Selma Hayek, Dougie Fresh,
yeah,
and then the guy who just Ant-Man, what's his name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah. Those are some people that don't cry. There's more, I'm sure, but those are some people that don't cry.
That don't their looks just do not change.
They do not change.
It's like how Samuel L. Jackson is another one.
Exactly.
I just found out.
Jungle Fever.
I just found out that Samuel L. Jackson is almost 75 years old.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear. I just looked it up.
I'll take your word for it. But gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Hold on, but that was just a whole nother thing because I was watching.
But you know what? He didn't start acting till he was in his 40s.
Yeah, that is very true.
So
yeah,
that's a good point.
But then he was in every movies from the year of when he turned 40 up until now. I swear he's been in every movie that's ever come out on the big screen.
Yep, he's 73.
Yeah, he's 73 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he did. What the heck?
Yeah.
Is it money that makes you keep looking good? Because I know we got some family members that are in their 70s who look good for 70s.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, I mean, and some of it could be just good moisturizing. Yeah,
is that what it is? I mean, his wife looks good too. His wife looks good
amazing.
For age too. But it's so crazy.
Okay.
But let me get back to the Father of the Bride because we just went on a whole tangent of everybody. But no, Andy Garcia does definitely look good for his age. Gloria Estefan, she looks good. I don't even know how old she is. Can you look that up and see how old she is? She looks good. She has gained some weight.
Okay.
You can see that. But, I mean, she still looks like Gloria Estefan. She does. You know how some people get older, and it's like, well, why do they look familiar? And then you're like, oh, that's right, they used to sing this song. But no, she still looks.
She looks like herself. Yeah, she's 64.
She's 64. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's aging appropriately. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah,
she doesn't
definitely.
look bad for her age,
but she doesn't look all fake.
but
and
she
phony
does not
and
look. Yeah, she
chopped
does
up.
not look like somebody
Yeah.
just put a whole bunch of plaster in her face.
Yeah, because I saw her Red Table Talk show, and she looked
with her and her daughter.
beautiful on there
she
with
looks.
that.
Yeah, she looks
exactly.
great. Yeah. So you also have Adria Arjona, who plays the daughter. She does great. She's also been in some other movies. A lot of y'all might know Isabella Merced. She actually played Dora. If you ever seen the movie, what is it? Something about a family where it was
What did you say her name was again?
Isabella Merced or Merced. Anyway, but she was in a movie where her and her little brother and little sister were getting adopted by Marky Mark and what is her name?
Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about, but I can't
remember the name of it. But yeah, so you've seen her in that, and she actually plays the other daughter of Andy Garcia, Gloria Estefan. You have Diego Boneta.
Instant Family. That
Instant
was the name
Family.
of it. Yeah.
With
you have
Rose
I can't think.
Byrne.
Yeah.
Diego Boneta plays the future husband in this show. So I mean, this movie. So he does it really good. And then SNL's own Chloe Fineman.
Oh, Chloe. Okay.
She does a great job by being the wedding planner, and she is the typical Instagram wedding planner that's like from California and like drinks kombucha and
oh boy,
that kind of person. But I mean, I love how they did it and made it to where it was the Latin version of Father of the Bride. I think that definitely made it stand out more because you have two Latin families that are marrying, but one is I think one is Mexican and one is Cuban.
Yeah, you got Cuban, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the differences between Mexican and Cuban, and they're just like going at it back and forth. It's just like, no, but you have to understand this. Be like, no, we're gonna just dig this hole. We're gonna put the pig in the ground.
Oh my gosh,
we're gonna go ahead and do this, for the wedding. And they're just like, whoa, hold on, wait. Where are the plátanos? Where is this? Where is that? Blah 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 blah. So like, it's the two fathers going head to head. It's the mothers like enjoying each other. It's the sister who gets with another family member on the other side. So I mean, like it is awesome. I like how they did it. I do like how they brought in the Latin aspect of it.
Yeah,
because you're being able to see inside of how Latin families are when they get married, different celebrations and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because outside looking in, you would think, oh yeah, they all probably had the same traditions, not realizing that
they're all totally different.
Exactly.
All totally
because it was probably somebody from Spain. It would be a different one than Cuba, than Mexico, than Brazil. I mean, anywhere. So okay.
But that is good. It's like I said, it's
what was it on?
Of the Bride. I need to double check that and see what it was on.
I feel like it just showed up on Prime.
It was on Prime. Is it on
page
Prime?
Of Prime? So it could be that it's just on Prime.
I believe it is on Prime.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks, sis.
Yeah. So what do you have next, ma'am?
So my friend Ron, shout out Ron, he actually sent me yesterday because I was kind of just laying around a rainy day, whatever. So he was like, look, maybe you want to listen to this. It's an hour long, but it's all songs. In this case, Blue Eyed Soul songs.
Oh, I love Blue Eyed Soul.
But with a different background that you wouldn't expect
like a different
to hear.
Like a different...
No, it's the singer. But this particular DJ somehow did the instrumental part is different than the words on top.
It's like a mashup. That's what they call it.
Yes, exactly. So he calls it, so the DJ is A Nice, and I got him on YouTube. So it's A Nice Blends. I'm personally listening to Volume 9. So I wanted to just play some clips. This will be a quick one. Because I wanted to play some clips because I was like, this is not, like, it was totally different than what I was expecting to hear. So here's a few songs.
Oh, that fits perfectly too.
Exactly. So, like, who would have thought, right?
Yeah.
So then let's move to another one. Africa.
I don't know about that one too much. I don't know about that one.
I love it.
I've heard some other African ones that have been better. Let's go with it though. I like this. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need you to send me this.
Okay, all right. Let's move to the next one.
Okay, I'm with it. Is that De La Soul?
Yep, De La Soul with
Phil Collins.
And I mean, he already has an amazing sound to his own song, so you know.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so that is one of the things. Let's see. The Dirty Dancing song.
I don't know about this one, but it's alright. I think it's just I think
It's
good
just some different ones. I'm trying to see what song that is.
Free Fallin'.
Free Fallin'. I hear it now.
Yeah. And that's
yeah. So
is it
anyway,
Nas? You can't tell.
I can't even tell, but yeah. But I just thought it was so interesting that somebody took the time to kind of figure that out. And they have a Hall & Oates one here too, but I can't remember exactly where that one was on there. Yeah, but anyway, so it was just very entertaining for me.
Yeah, you have to send that to me. I listen to it while I'm at work. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just kind of all over the place with it, and I was like, okay, I can get with this a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So
I do like the I love Blue Eyed Soul. I do love Blue Eyed Soul, but I do like how people. I could listen to an album of just people mixing the lyrics with another beat from another song.
Yeah,
I could listen to that because the song may work, but then you could put a whole different melody behind it, and then you just like, oh my god, this is a top.
And it's 100. Like, what is this? It's a whole different vibe and sound. You
take music from the 2000s and you put it to a song in the 70s, and you have a #1 hit.
Yep, here you go.
That's all the remix is.
That's not Hall & Oates, but I'm just like...
Is it Rick?
That's a Rick roll.
Is it Rick roll? Never gonna pick you up. Okay.
Yeah, so anyway, I just thought it was really interesting just to kind of hear the different way that this particular DJ, again, it's A Nice Blends. I'm listening to Volume 9. And this is on YouTube. Okay. And so just something to check out. But he's got a lot of great comments. A lot of people appreciate him. He's got 13,000 subscribers. And I said I'll probably listen to some others. I mean, this is just one of them. But yeah, I was like, this is kind of interesting, kind of cool. So wanted to just share. And, I know different strokes for different folks, as they say. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of neat.
Okay, I do like it though, so I'm definitely going to have to check that out so I can listen to that. Like,
here's some true. I love this song anyway.
Oh yeah, big slim dog. Okay.
But they were just singing True a second ago, so that's where I was like, wait, where'd that go? Yeah. So it's like, who thinks of this stuff? Like, how do you put those songs together?
That's what DJs do. They sit there and they just mix different songs.
Yep. So anyway, so that's it. A Nice Blends, Volume 9. Of course, you can check out other volumes as well, but just wanted to share that one.
All right, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely into that. I'm going to be listening to that.
I'll be forwarding it to you momentarily.
All right. Okay. So for my last one, I want to talk about the TV show Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. Okay.
Okay. So I gotta say it like I'm from Atlanta. I gotta say Atlanta.
Oh, is that how they say it?
There's no
T.
Yeah.
Not at Atlanta.
Yeah, it's Atlanta.
Okay.
No T's at all.
Atlanta. Yeah,
Atlanta.
Okay.
So I watched all 3 seasons within a span of like 3-4 days.
Oh, okay.
I tried to watch the show before. I couldn't really get into it. And then, I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch a show about a dude and his cousin trying to be like rappers or blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. It's about that, but it's not about that at all.
It's about a little bit of everything.
It's like I barely heard the Paperboy song from the main person. But anyway, let me go into this really quick. All right, so it's a show about 4 main characters: Vanessa, Ernest, Alfred, and Darius.
Okay.
So Ernest also goes by Ern. That's gonna be Donald Glover.
Okay.
Everybody knows Donald Glover. This is America. You know.
Yep.
He also did
Community. He was on the TV show Community.
TV show Community. He has stand-up comedy. He's done so much stuff.
Triple threat.
I think he's like a quadruple threat because he's done stand-up comedy. He's a producer, writer, actor,
singer, rapper, whatever you want to call it.
Musician. Like he's. I don't think there's anything that he can't do.
Okay. There you go.
But then you also have the guy Alfred, who is played by Brian Tyree Henry. Some people might know him. I think they've seen him before on the was it Eternals? The Eternals. Then you have Vanessa, who I don't know if this is her real name or not, but she got a sweet name if it is her real name. Her name is Zazie Beetz.
Zazie Beetz. Okay.
Her first name is Zazie.
Okay.
Last name Beetz. If that's not a stage name, and your name is Zazie Beetz, that is so hard. Just so I say that.
Yeah, she's German. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I figured
German-American actress.
I figured, yeah. I feel like they might write something about her knowing German in the show.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
And then you also have Darius, who was played by the great Lakeith Stanfield. He is a really great actor. Didn't know he started off as a model, and then went into acting immediately, and it was he's just been great ever since. But so basically, Ern finds out that his cousin, who he grew up with, they were in the same school and stuff like that. His cousin used to look out for him. His cousin was that kid. Mm-hmm. So his cousin's becoming a rapper, and he's just yo, I want to be able to manage him because I need to get a better job because I got to provide for my daughter Lottie, and then I still got Vanessa, where he don't even know what him and Vanessa are they together, they not together, they sleep in the same bed and live together, but he doesn't make enough money to contribute to her rent and all this other stuff. So he's I feel like I'm a loser, but I don't know how to get out of this situation. I have a job, it just doesn't pay me enough because it's more commission, nowhere else is hiring. So he's just on this whole thing I gotta make money. And I gotta make money fast. So he goes to his cousin and it's yo, let me be your manager. And his cousin's what do you know about managing? He was I know that you need to go places and I can get you those places.
Oh, okay.
He lied out of his teeth. He didn't know anything about at all.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it ends up working because throughout the seasons he does get his cousin.
Working.
Get him working. And his cousin, Alfred, he goes by his performer name, Paperboy. So that's what I was saying about the song.
Yeah, the Paperboy song.
When I was saying I didn't want to watch a Hustle and Flow type TV show or whatever. No, this is Hustle and Flow is happening in the background, but you're seeing just what happens throughout the process.
Yeah.
You don't see the person in the studio. The only part of the song that you hear is Paperboy, Paperboy. That's it. You don't hear. There's no more of his music that's being played at all. He don't even perform in the show.
Yeah, interesting. Well, then that's kind of good.
So I'm
sometimes you get overwhelmed by all the music, like Empire.
Yeah, Empire. That's what's saying. I didn't want to see anything like that. But this is a whole another thing because now you're seeing one season he's starting off. The second season he's in a whole nother country. And he's in a whole other country because he's so big in other countries that they just want him to come over there. He's making all this money in other countries, but not really making money in the U.S.
Got it.
But because he's doing these tours and everything in other countries, people are coming from the U.S. into these other countries and seeing him be yo, that is that guy, Paperboy. So it's the U.S. kind of knows him if you know the rap scene, but everybody in Amsterdam knew him.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's kind of cool how that does. But but he has his mixtape, he's blowing up, he's going all over. He's just trying to navigate his life through like his road to stardom, and then also navigating his life through being like basically raised like in the hood, like being in his own neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So but that is a cool kind of storyline how they got into that. And then you got Vanessa, who is that's Ern's baby mama.
Is that Zazie Beetz?
That's Zazie Beetz.
Okay. Now Zazie Beetz' real name, Zazie Olivia Beetz.
Get out of here.
She was born Zazie Beetz.
Her parents are awesome.
I'm just letting you know. That's what I Googled. It literally has a question on Google. What is Zazie Beetz' real name? And it says Zazie Olivia Beetz. She was born that way in Germany.
Zazie Olivia? So Zazie O Beetz? What? Come on. Zazie O Beetz.
Yep.
Yeah, that is the hardest name ever.
Yep. It's amazing.
I would go around and be like, so what's your name? Zazie O Beetz. They'd be like, wait, what? I'm giving you my full government name, but you think that it's not.
It's not, yeah. Born June 1st, 1991 in Berlin, Germany.
Okay, all right. So, Vanessa, a.k.a. Zazie O Beetz.
Yeah.
So she's trying to find where she belongs in this world. She has friends that are Instagram models, upscale sex workers. And when I say upscale sex workers, I mean kind of like escorts, but then also like, I don't know, men will fly me across the country so I can urinate on them.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
Or like send pictures of my feet or like stuff like that. That kind of sex worker.
Gotcha.
But she's just like, all her friends, like business owners, like everybody does like different stuff, and she's just lost her job from being a school teacher.
So she's just trying to figure out what's
her next thing,
and how do I get to be like my friends who are able to jet set and do all this
but then
stuff,
now she's struggling to pay her rent and everything. She has her daughter, and then she has Ern, who is her baby daddy, but they still love each other, but the timing is not right.
Okay.
They're both in a situation where they don't have any money and they're still trying to find themselves. So that's the whole thing about that. But she does, it's a whole episode about her that's really wild on the third season. I don't understand it. Nobody explains it.
Well, but that's what they do on Atlanta too, right? Didn't they have an invisible car?
Okay, that's what I was going to say. All right. So there are a lot of things on this show that is... All right, here. Let me explain. Let me explain this real quick. Let me explain Darius. Okay, so Darius, who I said is Lakeith Stanfield, he's Paperboy's best friend. Got him, ride or die.
Yep.
Like Paperboy's like, yo, we gotta go ride out. He was like, all right, you want me to get the gun, or it's just like a chill? We gonna get something to eat? Okay, all right, cool. Then I'm gonna put this down. You know what I'm saying? He has another friend who was only there for one season, and his name is Tracy. He just gets out of jail. He just like, oh no, I'm gonna be your security now. He's just like, yeah, he get paid to be security. Because, Paperboy's trying to have his friend who just got out of jail, who's sleeping on his couch.
Yeah.
Give him a job. Boom. He can work for me. He'd be my security. And he did a great job being security and also a horrible job of being security at the same time. Okay. All in the same, 15 minutes. I'm trying to tell you. But with Darius, he is a very grounded person and kind of holistic, which is weird. Because he's like, yeah, I'll kill anybody for you. But then he's also like, but you have to understand, when you get the sea moss, and then you have, let's get this Palo Santo.
Oh my gosh.
And do this. He's like, hey, you know what? There's psilocybin that we can take for this and this.
So he's zen and murderous at the same time.
Yeah, he's a zen thug. Okay. Right? But he's just a great addition to the whole Paperboy entourage or whatever. But yeah, so here's one of the things that does happen. There are a lot of episodes that kind of have nothing to do with the show and have everything to do with the show at the same time. So it's kind of like alternate universe, I guess, because there's one episode where it's all these white people who end up having to pay back reparations because there's a way that you can find out if your family owned slaves.
Oh, okay.
And then the descendants of that family that your family owned,
reparations.
you have to pay them.
Okay.
And they come to you and be like, "This is my house now. You can get out. Appreciate it. You owe me $3 million.
Oh goodness.
Gotta go."
Gotcha. Okay.
And then the other thing about the invisible car.
Yes.
The invisible car thing. So what that was it was another performer who was saying like he was taking pictures and everything, and he's like leaning up against air, and he's just like, "Yeah, I got an invisible car," and it's supposed to be like a picture on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then like
Paperboy's
like, "What? That don't make no sense. Like, man, get that out of my face." And it's like you see the invisible car.
Yeah, you see him get in the invisible car and leave.
Yeah. And then
Teddy.
Who? Teddy?
Yeah, the crazy weird episode. That's weird.
That one was very weird. I fast forward through that.
Okay, I never even watched Atlanta, first and foremost. Somewhere they had Glover and Teddy on a red carpet together.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so, because people were like, "Oh, we thought Glover was Teddy."
Yeah.
So how are they both walking around on a red carpet together at the same time? And I was like, "What are they even talking about?"
Yeah.
So then I
you had to look into it. Yeah.
And the next thing I knew, I was in this rabbit hole of literally paying for one episode.
Yeah.
Of Atlanta back then to go to watch it. Because I didn't have whatever it's on.
It's FX.
FX. Okay, so I didn't watch it on FX, and whatever I had to purchase it, it wasn't on regular Hulu.
Yeah, I think it came on Hulu like last year or something like that.
Yeah, so I had to pay like $2.99 to watch that one episode to see what the heck was going on with Teddy, and it was creepy.
Very creepy. That whole episode was very creepy. But I mean, I'm pretty sure somewhere it's going to get tied into something else.
It might get tied into something, but it was
so how the invisible
strange.
Car gets tied into
something later
on, and like there was a big shooting that happened like a couple of episodes later, and then like people are standing outside, they're about to go and get their cars. The shooting, you see these people standing in the middle of the street in the background. So you see Paperboy going to get in the car. In the background, you see these people standing in the middle of the street, and then you see these people like sitting down, and they just drive and hit the people and knock them on the ground.
Oh yeah.
But all you see is the people.
The people flying.
You don't see the car.
Don't even know the car.
You just see the people like sitting in air,
so
just driving, and it's just like that's the invisible car.
Yep. So, okay. Cool.
Yeah, but Oh, there was a really quick. The last one that I do want to talk about, touch base on, was one where there was a man who was giving away college tuitions.
Okay.
To every student at this one school.
Okay.
That was black.
Okay.
Every student in that school that was black got their tuition paid.
Okay.
This one kid who was mixed was all about his white side of the family.
Oh, okay.
Didn't say anything. Like, I don't even think that none of his friends knew that he was mixed.
Okay.
And
biracial.
Yeah, that biracial. And then but the thing is like how that whole episode went about, where he's calling black people monkeys and dropping the N-word, playing like a video game, stuff like that. And then he's getting into it, and his dad's trying to explain to him like, I just wish you can get pulled over one time so you can understand how these black men have been feeling. He was like, but then that would be my worst nightmare as well, because you could get lose your life. But like the way that they played it out, where it was like a tribunal council that he had to come up to.
Oh wow!
And like they were asking him questions. They were like, "What goes good with Hennessy?" They were just asking like random black people questions.
See if he can keep his black card.
Yeah, exactly. And so then he failed, didn't get his check, and then it's like going through that motions, and then come to find out later on, you see him at the end of it. And he got like a little ball fade. He got like design inside. Like,
all of a sudden he found
he talking to every girl. He was like, "Yeah, shorty, look, make sure you call me, okay?
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
gonna be waiting for you, And then like you see his little ex-girlfriend, and he's just like, "Why am I so attracted to you more now than ever?" Because he embraces his black side. He's supposed to be in love with the white woman.
It's like, that's what I feel like that show does, is it does look at culture and race and different things like that. And, that's kind of one of the things. I mean, that's why Glover had This Is America as a song.
And then Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son, is also in it. And I think this was something that probably ended up in the internet. He ends up doing a like a Trini, like an island accent.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then I know that it ended up being like all on the internet, but him like talking on social media with that accent or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And then people start, but he was probably just doing it for
the show.
role that he has to play.
Exactly.
And basically all it is it's the story of a little white boy who was raised by this Trinidadian nanny.
Okay.
The nanny dies. The parents don't know what to do with the kid.
Yeah.
Because they don't ever deal with him. Mm-hmm. This package keeps coming to the house.
Okay.
Don't even know what's going on with the package. Why this package keeps showing, and it's in the lady's name, and then it ends up going into them taking the son to the funeral. Him sitting there, and there's a white boy that's sitting beside them, and it's Chet Hanks.
Oh, okay.
And then they're just like, it's so funny because they're like, oh, like, where are you from? He was like, oh, I'm from Tribeca, but he says it like in this patois.
Right.
And they're like, oh, your accent's so strong. He's like, yeah, I keep hearing that, but you know, Miss Sylvia was my nanny, so maybe I picked up some from her. He was straight Trinidadian. He was like just a
it's
white
like White
dude.
Yardie. Have you heard of him?
No.
Okay, I'll show you.
Okay,
Maybe I'll bring him up as a conversation one day.
But it was like that, and then they look at the parents look at each other and then look at the son because the little boy they're like little like what 6-year-old son, 5-6-year-old son,
right?
When they were like, okay, we're gonna sing Miss Sylvia's favorite song. He's standing there, he's swaying back and forth, he's dancing as they're doing prayer. He's like, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Gosh,
make a way, Lord. And it's like a little kid.
Like a little kid who sounds like an old Trinidadian woman.
Yeah, it's because of that. But check it out. It's so good. It is Atlanta, and it is on Hulu, FX, one of those.
Okay. Awesome. But all right. Well, thank you everyone so much for joining us for another episode of Sestra-Tainment. Everybody have a great week, and we'll be back same time, same station.
All right.
Bye.